The Knicks and Pacers, that game underway at 8 Eastern time, and it's just the latest chapter in this fantastic rivalry. The Pacers have dominated so far in the playoffs. Not only did they take down Giannis and the Bucks in 5 games, they defeated the top-seeded Cavaliers in 5 as well, making Indiana the first team to reach the conference finals. On the other side, the Knicks were able to eliminate Boston in 6 games to advance to this spot for the first time since 2000. New York, a -150 favorite to advance out of this series, according to ESPN Bet. These
Coming
two
up, how
teams
foul is it to shoot a buck
familiar
at
with
an
each
opponent?
other.
We're
It's
going
the
to
fourth
ask
time they're
PK
meeting
Subban
in the conference
We're also
finals,
gonna
which
ask
is
him
tied for
how
the
the
most meetings
Oilers
in that
and
round
Stars
between
are different
opposing
than
teams
three, and
since
then game
conferences were
4, you
established
could
back
see it again.
in
And then game 5, you saw
1970.
another gear.
With
So
that
for
NBA
me, Florida
analyst
Panthers
Tim
have found
Legler
the
with
game.
us now.
The Carolina
let's
Hurricanes are
talk
going to have
about
to
the
get
rivalry
better
because
throughout
there's a lot
this
of
series.
bad blood from
You could
25 years ago from last year.
I
The
would have
Pacers
liked to
knocked
see
out the
the
Knicks
game.
in the second round. In the offseason, the Knicks added multiple key pieces. What's going to be key here for the Pacers tonight to get a win?
It's all about pace, not to take some of their name of their team, but that's the answer. To me, it's all about Tyrese Haliburton. I think this entire series comes down to his freedom of movement and how much the Knicks can restrict that. When Tyrese Haliburton is creating that push up the floor, whether advanced passes or with a live dribble, he gets those brush screens at half court, and now he's downhill. He's just a different player when he's comfortable and he's not having people get physical with him. I think that's the key. Now, some of that will depend on the officiating, but I think the Knicks need to jam him up in the backcourt so he's not receiving those outlet passes up the floor. The other key, Siakam, I think it's a tough matchup for the Knicks. His versatility, for a guy like Anunoby, who's probably going to spend a lot of time on him, he's got the strength to guard him, but that versatility at 6'10", is still, believe it or not, I think an underrated player in this league, despite how long he's been doing it. Those are the 2 keys for Indiana, but Haliburton is the guy they've got to target.
OG Siakam, former Raptors teammates, they know each other very well. Haliburton, by the way, 5 games with at least 10 assists. No one better this postseason. All right, the Knicks. First time they're in this situation in 25 years. That is the conference final. What are you looking for from them tonight?
Well, look, for them, it's keep it close, and you feel like you've got the guy that can make the decisions late in games to win it for you, and that's Jalen Brunson. Whether it's as a playmaker, as a scorer, Jalen Brunson's going to have the highest usage rate in this series. So the key is make sure you're with arm's length. Let Jalen Brunson do what he does, manipulate defenses late. Now, he's going to have to get help. I think Karl-Anthony Towns is a key in this series. He had great success against Indiana in the regular season. I think that means he's the big name on the whiteboard in the Pacers locker room. There's only so much you can do with Brunson. Towns is a guy I think that you can selectively choose when you stay home. Try to take away some of his perimeter effectiveness. Certainly don't let him get hot early. I think that's the key for the Pacers. This is definitely going to be a star-driven series. And major contributions from the supporting cast. But those 4 guys I mentioned are going to have an awful lot to say about this.
The big star, that is Brunson's 6 30-point games, tied for the 3rd most in single postseason history for the Knicks. Now, we got big NBA news ahead, but first, here's Tony and Mike with much more in tonight's PTI bonus topic.
All right, Wilbon, what is your favorite Pacers-Knicks playoff moment?
You know what it is, because it better be your favorite Knicks-Pacers playoff moment. And it's Reggie Miller. It's Reggie Miller hitting the 3, maybe or maybe not making contact with John Starks and hitting another 3 after a steal, and 2 free throws in 9 seconds. Maybe that's it in Madison Square Garden. You took that assignment away from me because you were senior and you were there. The other day, I ran into the great Reggie Miller, who was broadcasting the game. And he said, you, Tony, gave me too much credit because what I did was no better than what Haliburton did. And I go, no. Haliburton does not equal what you did in the Garden. Take it away.
I just want to clarify something.
What?
Were you there?
No, I wasn't there because you were there.
Was I there?
Yes.
Yeah, I was there.
Senior.
Yes, I was there. 8 points in 9 seconds. And if I'm not mistaken, goes like this to Spike Lee.
You're not mistaken.
Right after he does that, goes like this to Spike Lee, gives him the choke slam. That having been a Knicks fan and watching this, your reaction is, wait, what just happened? What just happened? What just happened?
Yeah.
I was out of New York for a bunch of years by then, but I had that assignment.
Ago.
Yeah, I had that assignment, and it is so visible in my mind. The way Reggie Miller got around on the court, the way he got the ball back, the way he made the shots, and it was like, oh no, how could this be happening? I understand that Indiana and the Knicks have a long playoff history, but that doesn't just stand out. That dwarfs
that
every
stands
other
out
moment.
of all endings in NBA history.
Sure.
And let me just say this. I think this is very cool. I don't care if some Knicks fans are upset. Eat it, Knicks fans. Reggie Miller is calling the game for Turner. And that's appropriate. It's great because Reggie Miller's great at what he does. All right? And that, Knicks fans.
Wait.
Really?
Wait. Let's be fair about something.
Knicks fans.
Let's be fair about something.
What?
Are you saying that if you're a Knicks fan, you don't have the sense that Reggie Miller, who has hurt you with his great play, might not, in this case, have a little bit of fun at your expense if the Pacers win?
That was a sense of historic appreciation of the Knicks fans. You know who else did that? Michael Jeffrey Jordan a few days. They're going to hold that against him forever? Hold your own team responsible for getting beat and choking.
Did Michael Jeffrey Jordan ever do this to Spike Lee?
By the way, you think Spike won't be there?
Oh, he'll be there.
He will.
Oh, sure.
He and Reggie are friends now.
Oh, sure.
I can't wait to see this. That's it. We're done. Back to you.
Mike, Tony, I can't wait for that as well. We got breaking news into Sports Center. Not a surprise. Thunder star Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has won his first league MVP, according to Shams Charania. The 26-year-old won the scoring title, averaging over 32 points per game, added 5 rebounds and 6 dimes, and led the Thunder to the best record in the regular season. He was, by the way, brilliant last night in a Game 1 win over in the Western Conference Finals over the Timberwolves. SGA is now looking to become the 5th different player over the last 25 seasons to win MVP and the NBA Finals in a season. He would join Steph Curry, who was the last player to accomplish the feat back in 2015, as well as LeBron, Tim Duncan, and Shaquille O'Neal. And back here with legs, OKC dominated Minnesota last night in Game 1, winning by 26. That domination was really in the second half. What impressed you the most about that opening game win?
The way that Oklahoma City's defense was able to completely take Minnesota away from their identity. They shot 51 threes in the game. And that's getting away from who you are, because they typically have great balance in their offense with paint points with Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle and offensive rebounding of Rudy Gobert. They got none of that. They also got 0 fast break points. 0 in an NBA game. So for Oklahoma City, it just basically affirmed what we all knew. This is the best defensive team in the league by a landslide. And they did it again to Minnesota, particularly in that second half. The other thing, Kevin, their depth. They were playing basically 11 guys most of the year. They shrunk that down to about 8.5 guys most of the playoffs. They played 10 significant minutes in this game, and that means they can keep running fresh legs at the ball handlers for Minnesota. So impressed with what Oklahoma City was able to do to that team in Game 1.
They have so many guys that know their roles, and they're so good at those roles, specifically on the defensive side. The Thunder scored 31 points off of turnovers. On the other side, all right, we were waiting while watching that game. Anthony Edwards, when are you going to go off? When are you going to go off? Held under 20 points for the second time this postseason. Going forward, what are your concerns, especially after he only took 13 shots?
The lack of aggressiveness is a concern. Now, I think he was affected by the ankle that he turned in the first quarter. Now, he didn't say that, and I admire that, because he knows it's tough on an athlete. If you say you hurt your ankle, people say you're making an excuse. If you don't say it, then they criticize your game. He can't win either way. I think he was affected, and I think that for this reason. He did not get to his favorite shot at all in the second half, which is that step back deep shot going to his left, which requires a lot of push off on his right foot. He didn't even attempt it. A couple times he got to that spot and then he just decided not to shoot it. No lift. So I don't know to what extent it bothered him. He's got 48 hours to look better. But here's the thing, Kevin. Only one other game in the postseason did he take that few shots, and that was a blowout win when he sat in the fourth quarter. You got to go back 6 weeks to see a game in which Anthony Edwards only took 13 shots. That was a competitive game. Says a lot. He's got to be much more aggressive. Where's the electricity? Where's the run by Anthony Edwards? Like, to your point, we didn't see it.
Keep in mind, too, he took just 1 layup dunk attempt last night. That's the fewest in a playoff game in his career. So maybe that injury is bothering him, and he's just not talking about it, as you mentioned, Legs. Thank you so much. All right, we got a developing...
What's your favorite team? Comment below, and if you liked the video, please leave a like. This really helps the channel grow and brings you even more content. Oh, and if you're not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Click the subscribe button and activate the bell to receive all notifications. With each game, we noticed that the NBA is getting more competitive every day, and all the teams are looking for reinforcements to win the championship. And only here can you follow your favorite team daily with incredible content from different sources. Here on the channel, There are new videos every day with analysis, curiosities, and the best moments in basketball. That's it for today, folks. Thanks for following along. The NBA doesn't stop, and neither do we. Until the next video. NBA, the passion that connects us.